It's Fang, chapter 11. Regrets. The entire trip to the park was unsettlingly quiet. Outside occasional grunts of exertion from Anon. His leg obviously bothered him pretty badly, and he didn't say anything. I didn't either. What the hell could I say? He just cut his parents out of his life over me. The second his dad badmouthed me, he lost it. He should have had some mouthwash. What was I supposed to do in this kind of situation? I can't just give the guy a pat on the back and go, oh well. Or tell him, hey, you shouldn't defend me. Because that's also... I like how you're not even like, I can't just tell him not to defend me. Because that comes across like I'm not appreciating it. Like, I feel like if you really are that remorseful thing, you'd be a little bit more like, the living for the dead. So, my name over someone else. As I watched the man next to me in the bus seat, silently fuming human glares ahead, nothing in the port. Jesus Christ. As I watched the man next to me in the bus seat, the silently fuming human. What? So there's two people. As I watched the man next to me in the bus seat, the silently fuming human glares and nothing. This implies that there's two different people. But why would you describe it like that? Why would you just introduce this third person? It got even more worrying when, partway through the ride, he noticed that I was staring at him. He flashed me that same forced fake smile. He's turning into Naomi! He wasn't doing well. What was worse is that I'd seen Anon at a literal breaking point before. He just threw himself off the school roof. A few days after I got back for Raptor. Jesus' sake. I feel like Raptor Jesus really only works as an exclamation. It does not work. It's like, too many syllables. Too many syllables for a quick little expletive. And this didn't feel like that. Rather than seeing someone with so little to live for that he was going to off himself, it felt more like someone holding up the huge weight so you didn't have to. Even though his knees were beginning to shake. I hated it. I hate how much he was holding back for my sake. It's like Anon is living entirely through your redemption. God dang it. I don't think now's the time to be careful with your language, Fang. I think now's the time to let loose. Just kind of let those leggies fly. I really hoped whatever Reed had up a sleeveless shirt. Ha! That's a good one, actually, to point out. Would take Anon's mind off of things. Knowing a lot of the fics I've read lately, it's just going to be another bad thing. We don't get breathing room. There is no breathing room. I knew we needed to talk about what just happened, but at the same time, the guy needed something to take the edge off. Lord knows the ups and downs of the past few days were starting to make me seasick. I hated not having any idea of what to say or how to help. God, much as the thought angered part of me, I wish I could still smoke. I like how you're like upset about dang, but God is fine. You can say God's name in vain, just can't say damn. Which feels like the opposite to me. It's not like this was the first time I felt. It's not like this was the first time that I was helpless. It was becoming really obvious Anon needed me to help him. And I didn't have the foggiest how. This ghost thing sucked at the best of time, and it was becoming torturous watching my boyfriend like that. Is he still your boyfriend? You're never really gonna date like this, are you? Him, Mom, and Dad. Back to him again. So just... Oh, please, just give this idiot something. As the bus's brakes pulled me out of my silent prayer, and then I stood up and shuffled down the steps of the sidewalk. For myself, only relatively short walk to the park, and thankfully the weather was relatively mild, so we had a lot going for us. It's not like I could get hot or cold, but it helped Anon at least. One less thing to sour his mood. Speaking of the human, Anon was getting a bit of sweat beating on his forehead. For some reason, he seemed to get hit by warmer weather. For some reason, he's got hit by warmer weather and usually hard. Ugh. Why not the warm weather? Why warmer weather? Unusually hard. I had a recollection of him having days near the end of the school year where he was sweltering constantly. No, he's just sweating constantly. Maybe it was a human thing? Yeah, that's how they cool off. That's how they regulate body temperature, whereas you don't do any of that. Is it something that I should have been more aware of when I was alive? Whatever. Anyway, we're gonna see what Rita's doing. The border's a shop, and everything will be fine. Okay. Luck. I thought it was gonna drag on. I'm just pessimistic. Okay. I just came from what is it called again? What's the name? Anno Medieval, which has 0 breaks. It is just scene to scene to scene to scene, and I hate that Anon. Oh, hope he dies in a traffic accident, first of his kind. Sup, hombre? I read. How's it going, man? You alright? Look kinda rough. At least I wasn't crazy to imagine how Anon was doing. Reed picked up on it almost immediately, too. It's almost ironic seeing the two of them side by side like that. Reed was looking a lot better than the first time we met in person. No sunglasses, and he was generally full of the same usual energy he had when he was up. Man, that guy came off quite fast. Meanwhile, Anon looked like someone shot him with a moose tranquilizer. It's fine, just a long day is all. Bullshit. Anon heard me, he didn't respond at all. It's not even 3, man. Did things go that poorly with Fang's parents? Nah, those things went fine. It's pretty good. Well, you could go back and all that. It's just nothing about Fang's parents, really. Reed tilted his head as he considered Anon. I was so used to seeing him carved out, I almost forgot what he looked like when he really applied his brain to something. Come on, Reed, figure out Anon wasn't doing so well. If you say so, man. Just remember that me, Rose, and Stella are always down to talk. You got anything you or Fang gotta say, like, we got you back. Thanks, Reed. Reed watched him for a second longer, seeming to hone in on Anon, functionally dismissing him before shrugging and letting the matter drop. No, you idiot, read the mood! I think he's trying to be accommodating, which is the problem. Which is what Anon did. Irony! I was sorely tempted to try and make physical contact with the rat to get his attention, but even if I couldn't just spell out Anon disowned himself in slaps. For being a ghost. I don't like this. You're distracting. You are seriously... Like, I get it, and I kind of get the idea that maybe the point is that Fang is, like, trying to strain themselves a little too much, but whatever. Anyways, come on, you get, man. I figure we could gather here and then, like, head over to Rose's shop, pick her up, grab some food. I need anything myself. I haven't eaten either. No. No, me neither. I offered as a way of a joke, hoping for a response from him. He just let out a soft exhale through his nose, but otherwise nothing. Fang, you do remember that you have been forcing him to eat food so that you could vicariously live through him? Like, this is a sore spot. This is not a happy moment for the man. No, not suspicious to have at least responded, because you're a fucking idiot. You're talking about reading the mood, and you're fucking it up yourself. Going on lunch dates now? There's a bit of curiosity at his voice, but it was still mostly zonked out. Good. Keep the momentum up. Work out that fuck with some casual conversation. I don't like how we're inside the head of a character who can only tell people to just start doing shit already and can't communicate to half the cast currently present. I'm just saying, Fang's POV is like super limited in utility in actual conversation. Other than obfuscating information, which you shouldn't fucking do anyway. This isn't a mystery novel. We already know what's going on. All you're doing is making the picture blurry. His tail whizzed back and forth and his shoulders scrunched inward. Just got sneaking out past curfew. I guess the cat's out of the bag, huh? What do you mean? Wait. Guess the cat's out of the bag, huh? Well, what do you mean? Fine. Wait, who's saying what? Oh, I see. Let's just gotta go somewhere else. Fortunately, after only a second of confusion, Reed got the gist of it for shoving his hands in his pockets. The pink raptor Another time with him dating Rosa? Why is everyone shipping these two? Just kiss already! Well, me and Rosa are kind of dating, just like in Bad Apple. Man, the parallels to Bad Apple are really weird, right? Like that Anon's getting haunted by ghosts, this Anon's getting haunted by ghosts. It's kind of weird that I usually have to deal with ghosts instead of having some more fun versions, like, you know, hallucinations, PTSD, the fun stuff. Him and Rosa, really? No. Yeah, well, you know how it goes, man. You get put together with a charming lady willing to push you around in the right ways, and they stick to you. It sounded like he was trying to associate how Anna and I ended up together. Hopefully their thing was less rocky than real. I don't think that's possible, man. You hit a real low watermark there. She got a hoax in you and after you started going to the flower shop, then? Pretty much. Like, those girls were the assistant instead of helping around the shop. Oh, the sitting in swings. I'm just skipping all the intermediate stuff. Because this really should just be a conversation. It sounds familiar. Again, Fang being this sideline character really ruins the scene. That's why I'm kind of skipping over it, because it's not that interesting. Like, Fang is not the character upon which the plot is acting right now. Why are we in Fang's head? Oh, they're alright. Tried to get me to join the gardening club in school once, so it sounds familiar. Sounds like they tried it with Fang once, too. Yeah, man, and I figured it was going to be over there a lot, because Stella was, I was trying to work things to help with Fang's situation. Might as well help out. Rose appreciates me pitching in a lot right away. Turns out, between my own knowledge of growing and the crops and her gardening stuff, we actually have a lot to talk about. I thought you made, like, cocaine and shit, not growing plants. Actually, you also grow cocaine. Wait, you do? You know, it's not like heroin or something. It's not like meth. But what? Yeah, they come from coca plants. You know, like Coca-Cola. Anon's just sitting there. He's like, you know, for all the shit I knew, I never knew that. I mean, I'm pretty sure they got rid of it by the 1920s or something. Well, whatever. Where were we? I guess all that God stuff helped in the end. I guess so.
Like, I've given it up, and a good thing too. When we started getting more serious, she really brought the hammer down on me about that. Luckily, I was already cleaning my act up because she made it clear we were gonna be dating. If I was still pounding back off like that,
I gotta be honest, I complain a lot about Bad Apple, but you know, I I still feel like Bad Apple's like two completely separate fics crammed together tonally. Like I really like what they did with the Reed and Trish and like the spiral of depression, and then you get the whole fucking date. Why are they in the same room? Is it to show the fact that everything's fucked up? I don't know, man. Better ways to do that. The hammer or chancla? Is about a joke seemed to go over the raptor's head, who chuckled and took the closest swing seat. But me and Lenny got the set frame. Just push it for funsies. Both of us watching our ex-car head friend. Don't be. I like how you're like, I can't say damn, but I can't just call someone out on their drug use. Like, Fang, you don't understand how this works. It's about using the Lord's name in vain and being a judgy bastard. God judges, not you, you asshole. If you're trying to be Jesus, you gotta know what Jesus tells people. I guess it ended up being something like that. It's weird. I've never particularly invested in like other people like this. It's almost like a turn high, you know? Honestly, I figured you were banging Trish the whole time. And that's why I was still dry and lacking emotion. There was a twinge of humor to it. Nah, listen. Trish is great, and I know a lot of fics imply that me and her are like banging or something, and like I get it, right? Because you're already with Fang, and I'm already. What do you mean fics? Oh, you know, man. Don't you go online? Damn, man, you got a lot of catching up to do. What? It's just man is so hyped up on Carf, he actually sees what happens. Actually, that be listen. If I ever was in the kind of mood, right, I'd release a game and then later I'd look up some fics and I would reference those fics in the text itself with the explicit purpose of, like, the character being a fourth wall breaker beyond the usual stuff. It'd just be funny. It'd just be funny, because no one ever updates stuff like that posthumously. They never have the guts. And I think it's funny. I mean, I get it. You and her had some nasty happening, but I get it. You and her had some nasty happenings, man, and I'm not gonna say she didn't like screw up pretty damn bad. But, which isn't all like, you know, she's great, really. She's someone that you can rely on having your back, once she decides you're worth it. Shame I never qualified. That's what's zoning out into the distance again. Not ideal for his mental state. Why can't we just look in Anon's head? Why do we keep having this character giving us the fucking... Like, I get it. Fang sucks at this. Great. Move on. Anyways, we can catch up about Trisha later. First of all, well, it was just us. I wanted to go run some news on the whole. You know, little ghost R&D me and Stella been doing. Brock was still empty, so the gesture wasn't needed. No, he's this lady. Secret agent man. Wait, well, it's just us. I guess we're waiting for someone. Oh no, it's Trish. We all know it's Trish. The guy's found something useful. Kinda. Stella thinks she's got an angle on some pretty obscure research into communicating with spirits. So she found something while digging around on page 30 of Google searches. Dude, don't be so mean about it. Oh no, wait, I'm supposed to say it's a little snarky. Oh, sure she found something while digging around on page 30 of Google searches. Hey man, it's a legitimate effort. Also, we went on the dark web, and I might have ordered a human heart. It might help. I don't know how, but I can't cancel the order. It didn't seem phased in the slightest by Anon's words. The fact on the side of the head was my defense of Stella's efforts. I got a tiny bit of a turn of his mouth. Alright, message tree. What did she get? I haven't been able to actually build anything, but like that thing you discovered. Fang is able to interact with a crystal? I think it's got merit, man. You know how, like, microphones work? Kinda. Something with the vibration setting a sensor that starts electrical signals. Well, kind of, you have like a little bongy thing go whoop, 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 whoop. And that in turn causes... Listen, I could explain things to you that I perfectly know to explain, or I can... please ignore the clicking. I'm totally not Googling this. You got it, bro. So in theory, if Fang can resonate with the crystal, she could... Read. All of her eyes snapped open wide. Electricity rolled down my spine and caused me to start flexing autonomously as I straightened up with a familiar voice. We all turned... Like, I guess at this point, it makes sense to switch to Fang. Because we have, like, an actual setup to why Fang's perspective is the more interesting one. Because we already know that Adam does not give a shit about Trish, but we never got Fang's internal perspective on Trish like this. Purple scales, purple hair. It's all purple. Jesus, there's so much purple. Longer than it was previously. The shaved down sides were growing back in, and the horns were longer than they were when we last saw each other. Man, it's like human nails. You gotta kind of trim them sometimes if you don't, do handwork. She was even wearing those glasses again. Same yellow hoodie as always, but her eyes were framed by a deep set of dark circles from the lack of sleep. Trish.
Hey, T!
Fortunately, everyone involved, her eyes quickly shifted to note the human is now in line of sight. What is he doing here? Oh no, you didn't even tell her! I figured you would have told her! Her mouth pulled down, and she's just fucking pissed. The only problem... I mean, I feel like Trish would like to know if she had to talk to Anon of all people. I feel like she is owed the courtesy of knowing ahead of time. I'm not doing anything, Trish. In fact, I was just leaving. I just let her in surprise at how fast he suddenly backed down. Well, you're not telling him what else to do. Okay, until Trish showed up. Like, I like how Reed lied to both Fang, Trish, and Anon. He just lied to 3 people for what? What is he... Like, I love how we're just repeating mistakes from all other places. Like, this is just like Mo bringing Anon in with, Ripley in Bad Apple. It's like, what do you think is gonna happen? You seem legitimately shocked that Animal's gonna build. No, bro, come on! It's fine! It's fine, Raid. Let him go. I like how Trish is like, yeah. Like, I know Trish is saying it because she's a snarky bitch, and she's being crude about it, but she has a fucking point! If Anna doesn't want to be here, why not let him go? I don't think... Like... Like, surely, and Reed has already picked up that Annal's kind of tired for today, and maybe now is not the time. I like how you're being a jerk about it, Fang. Come on. You wanted Anon to leave and do this fine and have a good day. You're like, no. We have to stay now, Anon, even if it means ruining your day. The full head shorter. She is quite short. She is like 5 feet compared to Anon's 5'10". I'm not giving Anon 6 feet. He does not deserve 6 feet. That's for ending 4 and 3 Anon. He gets to be 6 feet. It's still funny to me. Like, I'm pretty sure Fang is like the tallest character in Vivek and Ohio. Maybe Nasser's taller, but it doesn't really show up too much. And like, she's not even that tall, or they're not that tall. Excuse me. That Fang is explicitly and canonically and permanently, irrevocably, whereas Lucy is like revocably. Oh my god. Oh no, she's getting in the way. That's okay. I can't leave if you're blocking the way, Trish. Is there but okay, so you're fair to now be a jerk about it. Are we being fucking children about this? You know, the trick to this, right, is to just... Like, the trick to this is to walk backwards. If you're in an open field, just walk backwards. Fun fact, a lot of animals cannot handle that. They will just get confused when you start walking backwards. Because they never walk backwards for most of the time. Like, they'll rear up a little, but they don't, like, And for most people, right, if you start walking backwards and they try to block you from behind, guess what? You can just run forwards now! It's a magic trick. That's the fucking trick. Doesn't work if you're closed off on both sides, but that's the trick, right? Is you gotta know your options. You gotta remember, you can always back up. Back up! Back up! I feel like Adon's miserable mood is saving him from exhausting himself being mad. So, if anything, you're kind of playing for keeps. You're playing even Steven. There's really nothing to be gained from this. Or lost, either way. I'm tired before Trish had to say something else. Dude, you were wanting. Then why did you get in the way? Are you just being a petty little bitch about it? It's just like, man, I have nothing good going on in my life, so I'm just gonna be slightly annoying. You're not even, like, doing anything with this. Called me, you pain in the ass. No spirit jockey called me. I called both of you, and you didn't tell. I feel like Reed is, again, kind of the bad guy in this context. I like how we're still using Fang's perspective. I guess from Fang's perspective, there is a sense of, like, hopelessness, of like, helplessness, because Fang can't do anything, and Anon isn't really inclined to listen all that much. Like, he has to process information. Look, dudes, I know you guys were never really pals or anything, but, like, after that... You know, that day, we're all in a bad place. Things lately been better for everyone, so I figured it'd be a good time to bury the hatch. I feel like you should do that, like, a year after. You know, this feels like a year of sobriety celebration, you know? Why would I want to? Because we're all hurting.
Because Fang's gone.
I like how... Okay, yeah, Reed cut her off. Okay, I like how Reed... Come on, Reed. Again, I don't think this helps. Like, you can just let this... You don't have to do this now. It's like the big thing with so many of these situations. I'm like, come on, man, you can just wait on this. When you're stronger is the term I want to use. Like, you shouldn't start with the strongest potions when you've just recovered from the other strongest potions. Trisha's an annoyed frown. Yeah, and Reed's actually inclined to do something. Couldn't ask me directly. Yeah, I like how Ada's like, hey, are we staying? Is this important to you? I can leave if you want me to. I mean, I feel like why is a bit of an obvious question. It's because Anon has this entire chapter kind of been like placating you and like playing your angle. So the reason why is fairly simple, because Anon is trying to please you. He doesn't care about himself. It's all about you. He wasn't happy talking to you, then well, let me decide. Also, it's kind of your fucking situation anyway. Like, the parents was very much him and nothing else, but... Why not? I like how, listen. I would like to remind you that just a moment ago, Fang was like, hey, why are we doing this now, Reed? Read the room. And you're like, nah, let's do this now. Are you... Okay, I'm gonna have to be honest. I legitimately wonder what Fang's angle is here, because this is just stupid. This is like, you just complained about this being a terrible idea and the man needing a break, and you're like, yeah, I guess now works. Come on! Is the point that none of these characters can make an intelligent decision for 5 seconds?